Hi everyone, Far North here today with a knife review for you. This is my first knife review, so you'll have to bear with me a little. I'm looking at the Boker Cruel Girl Action Roper. It's a folding pocket knife by Boker. On their website it says it's their first pocket knife under this Cruel Girl brand, and it will perform and look good at the same time, and I have to agree with them. This knife is obviously marketed to women, and with the pink handle and of course the name Cruel Girl especially, and I gotta say I'm pretty impressed. The reason I bought this is I was looking for a knife for my wife. I think everyone should carry a knife, of course, but especially where I live, which is a pretty remote area. You do a lot of winter driving on remote highways. There's rivers, waterways, pretty steep drop-offs around here. It makes a lot of sense to carry a strap cutter of some kind, a seatbelt cutter, and I find serrations work very well for that. And rather than carrying just a dedicated strap cutter, if you're only going to carry one thing, I would carry a knife so you have some other options for use and can cut a seatbelt well at the same time. So yeah, I was looking for something for her to carry, and this one jumped out at me. I was actually looking for a pink knife. I was hoping that she'd be more likely to carry it if it looked kind of neat. And I didn't want to spend a whole ton of money on a knife because, well, if she didn't carry it, it would just be a waste sitting there. So I came across this knife, and as I said, I was pretty impressed after getting it. So description of the knife: it is listed as overall length is 7 1/8 inch. Blade length is 3 inches, weight is 1.5 ounces, and this is just definitely one of the lighter knives I've ever carried for this size. It's a pretty good sized knife. It is a one-hand opening knife. Locks up well, feels good, has a back lock, which is not what I would normally choose, but works good for her. The liner lock knives, she really can't get them closed. Closed. She just finds the mechanism pretty difficult to manipulate. This is simpler, and it's probably better off she uses two hands generally to close a knife anyways. Has a Zytel handle, lanyard hole, stainless steel pocket clip. Pocket clip sits high on the knife, so this knife will sit pretty low into your pocket if that's what you like. Let's see here. Comes right up to the top of the handle. AUS 8 stainless steel. I like AUS 8. I've had good success with it. As mentioned, it's partially serrated. The serrations take up the majority of the blade. Leaves you only with about just over an inch cutting surface, plain edge on the end there. So things I like about this blade. Well, price. Price is a big thing. This blade cost me $29. I bought it on eBay. Weight, lightweight. The steel I mentioned, I like AUS 8. I wanted the serrations, so I like that it's got some good serrations, and that's a good size amount of serrations. You'll definitely be able to get that in the seatbelt and cut that pretty easy. Handle's pretty ergonomic. You've got a couple grip options here. I have small hands for a guy, a little big for a woman, but gives you some idea. It fits in mine pretty well. This is comfortable. You can also choke up on it here. Use that thumb ramp a bit. Yeah, that feels good in this position. Things I didn't like. Well, I don't like this pointed tip on the handle here. If you were going to use this in reverse grip, which it's a little awkward for regardless, I'd rather this be more rounded. Perhaps you could use that for a defensive impact tool, but I probably wouldn't with this type of handle. For a personal dislike, I actually don't like lockback knives except for Cold Steel's Triad lock. I just don't feel comfortable with them, but this certainly seems strong, and if intended, if you use it properly, it should be fine. And as I said, I actually went looking for that, so I really can't criticize. I also don't like that it's called Cruel Girl. I think they really missed out on a market here. Not that I would definitely be looking for a pink knife, but I would certainly carry one. Support for cancer research. I have friends that are cancer survivors, so I have no problem carrying that. But Cruel Girl, well, I would rather not carry a knife that says Cruel Girl here and on the blade. The other thing actually that I didn't think about, she has a really small hands, and the length of this knife, I think it's a really good size, but for her, she does find it still a little hard to get enough leverage to get this blade open, but she opens it with two hands. So overall, I got to say, for the price point, it's a good blade. I am, again, pretty pleased. Blade is reasonably centered on the handle as well. Feels it's a lightweight yet lock solid. So if you're looking for a knife for your sister, for your wife, for your girlfriend, for your mother, I would definitely give this one a look. For that price, it's pretty hard to go wrong, especially with that steel. And thanks for your time.